The Kimpact Development Initiative has called on the federal government to arrest all perpetrators of election violence in the last of circle polls. The initiative made this known in Abuja during the public presentation of the Nigeria Election Violence and Education Report for the 2023 off-cycle elections in Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo states. The initiative says tackling these issues will send a strong signal to perpetrators of violence ahead of the upcoming Edo and Ondo state governorship polls.
One of the major things that is also very important for us to note is the fact that election does not happen in silos, right? Election happen within an environment. So the regional conflict dynamics in each of the region which election is happening contributed to a whole lot of the nature of the election in the state. But most importantly, which is very, very key, is the fact that political party need to tidy up their homes and the political party, especially the internal party democracy. Because most of the problem we encountered or most of the violence we track emanated from the resentment that came from the political party primaries. And I think internal dispute resolution of political party need to be strengthened. They need to ensure that they are a major stakeholder in the game of democracy, and they need to play it fairly, very well, because that contributes to the betterment of the whole of the country at large.
So basically what we did today was to unveil months of tracking, monitoring the environment in the three states that had election in 2020, off-cycle election in 2023, which is Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. So we started tracking 6 months to that election to see the environment, the actors, and what could actually contribute to peaceful elections. So we started tracking issue of electoral violence. But it's so interesting our finding, which we presented today. We found that look, there are dynamics different in each of the three states. For instance, you have politics of identity that fuel violence in Kogi, and you have issue of courtism that fuel violence in Bayelsa, and in Imo you have intimidation and then secessionist agitation that also fuel in that particular place. However, one of the things we discover is that in Kogi, 3 people died during the election, and in Bayelsa, 1 person died. So what we are saying is that today is that to say, look, this is the trend of electoral violence and which need to be curbed in the coming election. However, our recommendation basically that is number 1, perpetrators of electoral violence are going free, and that is why they come back to do the same thing again. So our recommendation is that they must be brought to book, they must be prosecuted, they must be charged, and they must be tried. So, and again, we are also asking for clarity within clarity of legislative framework about who arrests and who prosecutes. So we've seen the INEC saying police should arrest, and then we've seen police saying, oh, on that election day they are under electoral officer. There have to be clarity. Perpetrators need to be arrested and they need to be prosecuted. That is one of our recommendations. And the other recommendation that we mentioned is the aspect of political party not playing by the books. So most of the issues are around the domicile around political party, lack of internal party democracy, lack of patience, intimidation, harassment, winning by all means. So these are issues we've seen in the off-cycle election. So going forward, most of these things have to be curbed, because we're also having another election this year, which is just going to be just September and then November, Edo and Ondo. So we want to see some of the recommendations taken so that we can have a more peaceful election in Edo and Ondo.